for utopians. I think we have a time where we can see in the absolute the time change. Some things pass. Anyway, that things are not everlasting, we must resolve. Although it is difficult to recognize all these things which we focus, that are only ephemeral. The reality surpasses any kind of utopia, because it reaches a goal that all other kinds of illusions will never reach. I talk to all those people who insist on clinging to their illusions. They must make it clear, although ideas are sweating, a passage leads to other new ideas. The time we always give the example and the time have always the reason to our errors. I consider utopians all the people who indulge in illusions, dominate the lives in spite of their reality. But in this case I talk about these people who are the key players, the issues, the actions, their conduct of global relations. You have to admit all your ideas about power, fame, luxury, sovereignty, monarchy, or any other utopia prevailing in your sick minds of conquests are actually only tiny and ridiculous truth do share of a gigantic illusion. I considered utopians the chieftains, pharaohs, emperors, religious dictators, kings, presidents, their leaders of industry, economy and so on. Utopians, because they all fail in their purpose. The great pharaohs, powerful industry leaders, all have a personal vision, but anyway a wrong vision, for a globalized world, only because their desire was driven by the proud desires to dominate everything surrounded them. The time passes, it gone and no lessons have been learned. Aside, still believe more in this Dantesque and pyramidal hierarchy, these utopians are struggling to implement deep in our consciousness as unique and unchangeable truth. In the past, your miserable and illusory vision of power you have marked on the world in the name of your divine and absurd values, applies in reality for your own interests, have significantly destroyed the way to a truly global evolution would change the vision we have of humanity, they values and they de imperialist you disaggregated the moral core and the values of the civilization. Yours obstinate determination to order the things, all the things are already ordered for itself in the wild life. Science, does that actually worsen with time? With your divine oaths filled with desire of conquest? Yes, because it is only yourself rely and speak only of God in your beliefs on your interests, adverse to the truth. As polytheists, your time is over. As the Sumerians, yours time is over. As pharaohs, yours time is over. As Cesare, yours time is over. But is only you who do not admit yours time is past. You cannot still always in this way. It is impossible to continue in this direction, because our democratic values that we live these last years show explicitly the future you impose on us is just an illusion. You cannot continue to lie, just because you are afraid by the sensation of your and less sovereignty in front of the other. Your dirty ideas to the monopole of conscience is destroying the hope of everyone, the reason, common sense, compassion, kindness and all other things. Do you believe you will be able to much longer playing with the real reason of the existence of mankind? How long do you think this can longer? Your imagine, your lies through the world is the solution to leads in a better future, and you lie on yourself. Remember, when you invent the future for the rest of the world is yours future. You say, sovereignty never abdicate. Whether you support government social values, Democrats, in total agreement with your religious convictions. Well, I say to you all, monarchs, presidents, dictators, religious of the four corners of the globe of all nations and all cultures, to be a good king, leader, pastor, shepherd, a light to the nations and, indeed, the first thing to do is to drop, give up, destroy all your ideas of sovereign power and domination. Stop lying is one of the first precepts that you neglect and blaspheme. God is not the guarantor for your actions and your beliefs. Yours consciousness only equals yours wickedness. All of you, all sovereign from all nations, you use the divine purpose and favors and your religions as an example of yours right to sovereignty, but never and never, the time did, could prove in yours favor the horrific acts you use and defined as holier, just and humanistic. I am the King of Kings, and I'm able to define what is holy or not, what is right and what is not. I am one who does not judge colors, races, differences as blind. He who does not lie to his people. I am the king, who lives with his people. I am the one who has no interest, one that shares equally. I am the king who does not love money and who does not steal his neighbor's. I am the king who loves his people. I am the king and I puts every people at my level. I am the King of Kings. I suggest you bring yourself to these words, because your time is over, and also I assure you, yours future will never have the similarity of your ideas. I invited you with orders, you rulers of the world, do not use my name and the name of God for your interest. I'd rigged up to use your own words, and succeed in convincing with your own laws and commandments, which are not those of God, and never use the common voice of the prophet and your liver religions, because you abuse the goodness of God and the credulity of his people. There is a king and is the King of Kings. I know what I am talking about, and I'm not as crazy as it can assume. I know my way. The vision that I have of the world is in no way false. I know also I confronted me as a multitude of people who have a vision and a different mentality. That it is not easy to convince all these people who go from simple small crooks, passing by mafia leaders and up to the dictators, or even racial problems, conflicts between nations. The small things are great things that of daily habits, daily desire. Printing nothing cannot do. The problem of the fascism, the reason someone become aggressive, criminal, outside the law, fear of losing his bearings, the lack of understanding, listening, problems related to social affairs, the fact that our societies destroyed the links between people, the mismanagement of human and civic relations. Finally, all these things that are constantly in my head and I can't ever take off, I have to say, and that's what matters more for me. I experienced a lot of situation. Well, I'm not the only one. I do me finally only the interest has our beautiful world, and a lot of people seem to persist is destroy or render awful. As I say, my goal is not to lie, to steal, to glorify me, I don't know why else. Completely absurd. I already abandoned longer. I feel huge pain haunted me every days. Despite that I am a happy person, is always this sadness oppressing me, constantly. I have enormous compassion for others. And I feel trapped in this world built by the tyrants of consciousness, completely blinded by their pride. I'm sad to see my friends, people in my surroundings, And even all these people around the world suffer any problem or misfortune, I can't stand to see. Some people abuse the credulity of the people of all nations, cultures and religions. Its people use the beautiful words, peace, moral values, to mislead others, creating a kind of monotony daily dresser in the lie, because these people believe staying above all of each other in this earth now. Entire peoples massacre betweens, hate each other, and they are perpetually in war, and it is increasingly hard to see a solution. How these people can claim a better world with the rhetoric and beautiful lyrics, while the world falls day by day in the disagreement and discord they never arrived, has make our societies a place of pleasure for every one of us. They are never keep all the promises they make us for thousands of years, and this not the advanced technology and comfort has made us more human. These people lie and continue to lie, because they did interests and they piss off the rest of the world. They are concerned all about Africa and its resources by creating innumerable conflicts, massacres, wars, concerns. And for the funeral of Mandela, they meet all there to praise an incredible kindness to have illusorily bring together the peoples of Black Africa, but apparently not the North African or Muslim Africa. This applies to all nations. China has conflicts of interest with the USA, the Russia with Europe. Finally it of screw and versa for every one of us. I counsel all you people of any country to open our eyes to this illusion, and never you subduing evil ideas of these personalities that we all know. Do you understand? They cannot change the world, because they are prisoners of their own belief, on behalf of God, the one, the only one who makes no differences between nations itself, which and the Father of all beings who exist, one that doesn't lie, one that does not order the crimes in his name, one who did not judge the innocent, one that is fair in verse all, who is God in truth. I invite you open your eyes to the real sense of our life. Let to him live as have wished to live also. Cease to believe in these people who humiliate our lives. I have the reason that allows me to stop this illusion. But I need have surrounds me, support me, accompanied me. I wish all people can to help me, either to my side. I want to get these people out of their stalls. I want to overturn the dogma of rulers and the saying unshakable power of decisions and justices. I do not accept them more in the time coming. These people can still using the goodness and so this come literally from the head of people for the miserable interests only for them, even though I want the crime stop and I know how to do it. I speak of any crime, and if the people do not lack of discernment, although this can be realized, but it is absolutely necessary, all those who govern the world abdicate